Good morning. This slide encapsulates the profound message Hiroshima survivors, known as Hibakusha, wish to impart to the world. Firstly, they bear witness to the catastrophic human cost of nuclear weapons. Their stories are not just historical accounts, but vivid, painful reminders of the indiscriminate destruction and long-term suffering caused by atomic bombs, impacting generations both physically and psychologically. Secondly, their lived experience underscores the urgent necessity of global peace and nuclear disarmament. They advocate tirelessly, not out of bitterness, but from a deep understanding that humanity's survival depends on eradicating these instruments of mass destruction and fostering international cooperation. Finally, their enduring call for never again serves as a moral imperative. It's a plea for humanity to learn from history, to prevent any future atrocities of such scale, and to actively work towards a world free from war and the threat of nuclear annihilation. Their legacy is a beacon guiding us towards a more peaceful and responsible future. On August 6, 1945, the city of Hiroshima experienced an event that irrevocably altered the course of human history. The detonation of the world's first atomic bomb unleashed unprecedented destruction, instantly claiming tens of thousands of lives and inflicting unimaginable suffering on countless more. This day stands as a profound testament to humanity's capacity for devastation, an unforgettable moment etched into the collective consciousness. The echoes of that singular event reverberate still, calling us to remember. This presentation delves into what the survivors, the Hibakusha, want the world to remember from their experiences, not as a historical footnote, but as a crucial lesson for our shared future, a plea for peace born from the crucible of catastrophe. The term Hibakusha literally translates to bomb-affected persons. These are the direct survivors of the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945. Their lives were irrevocably altered by the immediate, cataclysmic destruction and the subsequent decades of radiation-related illnesses and profound psychological trauma. Far from merely victims, the Hibakusha have become the world's most vital witnesses to the catastrophic human cost of nuclear weapons. They carry within them the indelible memory of a tragedy unparalleled in human history, transforming their personal suffering into a powerful, collective plea for peace and nuclear disarmament. They are indeed the living testaments, embodying the urgent imperative to prevent such devastation from ever occurring again. The enduring plea of Hiroshima survivors, the Hibakusha, is unequivocally for the complete abolition of all nuclear weapons. Their very survival has transformed their personal tragedy into a solemn, universal warning, compelling humanity to ensure that such devastation is never again inflicted upon any nation. These living witnesses stand as constant reminders that the continued existence of nuclear arsenals poses an existential threat to our shared future. Their profound and unwavering message challenges the global community to transcend the perilous doctrine of nuclear deterrence, advocating instead for a world where peace is secured through the total eradication of these catastrophic instruments of war. This is their legacy, a critical call to action for lasting global security. On August 6, 1945, at precisely 8:15 a.m. local time, the world changed irrevocably. The atomic bomb, codenamed Little Boy, was detonated over the city of Hiroshima, Japan. An unimaginable, incandescent flash momentarily eclipsed the morning sun, followed by an immense heat wave and a devastating shock wave. Within seconds, the city's heart was incinerated, structures were pulverized, and lives were extinguished on an unprecedented scale. This single event ushered in the nuclear age, a moment of profound destruction that forever etched itself into human history, when the very sky seemed to descend upon the earth. The atomic flash was the initial, blinding signature of the weapon. In a fraction of a second, Temperatures at ground zero soared to millions of degrees Celsius, vaporizing human beings and structures instantaneously. An immense pressure wave, traveling at supersonic speeds, then radiated outwards, flattening everything in its path for miles. This was not a conventional explosion. It was an unprecedented release of energy, demonstrating an absolute, terrifying power capable of annihilating a city with a single strike. Survivors recount the searing heat and the catastrophic blast as the moment the world irrevocably changed. Beyond the immediate, cataclysmic blast, the people of Hiroshima were plunged into an unfathomable realm of human suffering. Survivors endured unimaginable physical torment, severe flash burns that melted flesh, internal injuries from collapsing structures, and the insidious onset of radiation sickness that slowly claimed countless lives. This was not merely the pain of a moment, but an enduring agony that stretched into weeks, months, and decades. The psychological impact was equally devastating, leaving profound, indelible scars of shock, loss, and survivor's guilt. Entire families were obliterated, communities fractured, and the very foundation of societal order disintegrated, leaving behind a landscape not only of physical ruin, but of shattered lives and profound collective grief that survivors carry to this day. On August 6, 1945, the city of Hiroshima experienced an unimaginable transformation. What was once a bustling, vibrant urban center, home to hundreds of thousands, was instantly converted into a desolate, scorched earth. The atomic bomb detonated over the city obliterated virtually all buildings and infrastructure within a significant radius, reducing them to ash, rubble, and twisted metal. An estimated 90% of the city's population was either killed instantly or succumbed to their injuries and radiation exposure within months. The landscape became an apocalyptic expanse, forever altering the physical and human geography of Hiroshima and scarring the collective memory of the world. Immediately following the atomic blast, Hiroshima transformed into an unrecognizable landscape of ruins and smoldering ash. Amidst this unprecedented devastation, survivors began the agonizing search for family members, friends, and any indication of life, often navigating through a silent, dust-choked expanse where familiar landmarks had vanished. This period was defined by an overwhelming sense of loss, profound suffering, and the sheer instinct for survival. It was a search not only for physical remnants, but also for the preservation of humanity's spirit in the face of absolute destruction. While the immediate devastation of the atomic bomb was undeniably horrific, a new and insidious threat began to emerge in its aftermath: radiation sickness. Initially, survivors who escaped the blast might have felt a fleeting sense of relief, but this was quickly overshadowed by acute, baffling symptoms. Nausea, vomiting, hair loss, and uncontrolled bleeding became common, signifying an invisible killer at work. This wasn't a conventional wound. It was an internal, systemic assault with no known cure. As weeks turned into months and then years, the long-term consequences manifested, ranging from various cancers to genetic mutations that threatened future generations. The profound psychological burden of radiation sickness lay in its unseen nature. Survivors lived with constant uncertainty, grappling with an enemy they could not perceive, creating a lasting legacy of fear and medical mystery. This invisible poison continued to exact a devastating toll long after the mushroom cloud dissipated. The atomic bombing of Hiroshima inflicted unprecedented thermal injuries. Survivors, known as hibakusha, often developed severe burns, which, in many cases, healed into disfiguring keloid scars. These raised, fibrous growths, distinct from typical scars, frequently expanded beyond the original wound boundaries, particularly on exposed areas such as faces, necks, and limbs. The formation of these extensive keloids was a profound physical manifestation of the intense heat flash. Beyond their visible impact, these lasting deformities caused chronic pain, itching, and restricted movement, profoundly affecting daily life. For decades, survivors endured these visible reminders of the bombing, requiring extensive medical attention and living with the enduring physical testament to the atrocity. These scars represent not just healed wounds, but a permanent, painful alteration of their very being, demanding recognition of the long-term human cost. Beyond the visible scars and immediate devastation, Hiroshima survivors, known as hibakusha, carry psychological wounds of immeasurable depth. Many grapple with severe post-traumatic stress disorder, chronic anxiety, and depression, conditions that have profoundly impacted their daily lives for decades. The profound grief over losing entire families and the rapid destruction of their city is often compounded by a pervasive sense of survivor's guilt, a burden unique to those who lived. These enduring emotional scars extend beyond the individual, influencing family dynamics and intergenerational well-being. Understanding this silent, persistent suffering is crucial to comprehending the full human cost of nuclear warfare, emphasizing that the trauma is not merely historical, but a living, agonizing reality. Beyond the immediate devastation, survivors of Hiroshima faced a profound and enduring burden: the stigma and discrimination of being labeled hibakusha, or bomb-affected persons. This label, born of fear and misunderstanding about radiation sickness, led to widespread social ostracization. Many hibakusha encountered significant difficulties in marriage, as prospective partners feared genetic mutations or long-term health issues. Employment opportunities were also often denied, with employers apprehensive about potential illness or simply not wanting to associate with those deemed unlucky. This pervasive discrimination created deep psychological scars, forcing survivors to live in quiet isolation, often concealing their past to avoid judgment. The world must remember not only the physical destruction, but also the invisible, lifelong suffering caused by societal prejudice, amplifying the trauma long after the bombs fell. Beyond the immediate devastation, radiation left an insidious, unseen legacy that continues to manifest across generations. Survivors' children and grandchildren often grapple with profound genetic anxieties and health uncertainties. This manifests not only in physical health concerns, but also in deep psychological trauma, inherited and amplified through familial narratives and shared experiences of loss and fear. Furthermore, an enduring societal stigma and discrimination have historically impacted these descendants, casting a long shadow over their lives. This intergenerational burden underscores the pervasive and lasting human cost of nuclear weapons, a critical reminder from those who lived through its immediate horror. For the survivors of Hiroshima, the devastation extended far beyond the immediate aftermath of the blast. Known as hibakusha, they endured a lifetime shadowed by profound health uncertainties. Exposure to radiation initiated a relentless battle against an insidious, invisible enemy. Over years and decades, many developed severe conditions, including various cancers, leukemias, and cataracts, demanding constant medical vigilance. This forced a life of perpetual apprehension, where every symptom could signal a latent radiation-induced illness. The psychological burden of this chronic fear, the relentless worry of what might manifest next, the concern over potential genetic impacts, and the specter of sudden illness imposed an immense toll. Their existence became a profound testament to the long-term insidious consequences of nuclear warfare, underscoring that the true cost transcends the initial destruction, manifesting as a lifelong struggle against an unseen foe. The economic devastation following the atomic bombing was profound and immediate. Survivors faced not only the physical trauma, but also the complete destruction of their livelihoods, homes, and community infrastructure. Rebuilding from nothing was an immense, multi-generational challenge. Beyond the material losses, many hibakusha encountered pervasive discrimination. Employers often refused to hire them, and marriage prospects dwindled, fueled by baseless fears of radiation contamination and genetic damage, further isolating them and perpetuating cycles of poverty. The continuous burden of medical care for radiation-related illnesses added significant financial strain, compounding the challenges of societal reintegration. This era represented a relentless struggle for survival and dignity, demanding extraordinary resilience from those who had lost everything. The atomic bombing of Hiroshima instantaneously shattered the intricate social fabric of the city. Families were obliterated, neighborhoods vanished, and the foundational pillars of communal life disintegrated. Survivors, frequently bearing severe physical disfigurements and grappling with radiation sickness, confronted profound challenges to their personal identity. The loss of loved ones and familiar surroundings, coupled with social ostracism, often resulted in deep psychological trauma and a pervasive sense of isolation. These individuals, known as hibakusha, endured a lifelong struggle to reconstruct their sense of self and reintegrate into a fractured society, marked by enduring stigma and an indelible alteration of their human experience. From the depths of their profound suffering, Hiroshima survivors emerged with one unwavering core message for the world: never again. This is not merely a slogan, it is a solemn plea, a moral imperative forged in the crucible of atomic fire. They implore humanity to understand that the sheer destructive power and indiscriminate horror of nuclear weapons must never be unleashed again. Their collective voice serves as an enduring testament to resilience, transforming personal tragedy into a universal call for peace. This message transcends generations, urging global leaders and citizens alike to pursue the complete abolition of nuclear weapons, ensuring that the devastating lessons of Hiroshima guide our collective future towards lasting disarmament and a world free from the nuclear threat. It is a legacy of hope born from despair, demanding perpetual vigilance and action. Hiroshima survivors carry a profound and enduring burden: the solemn duty to bear witness. Their personal testimonies are not merely recounting past events. They are urgent appeals, delivered with immense courage to prevent future nuclear catastrophes. Many survivors have dedicated their lives to sharing their stories, often at great personal emotional cost, driven by an unwavering commitment to peace. They speak out not for retribution, but to educate the world about the horrific human cost of nuclear weapons and to impress upon humanity the imperative of their abolition. This duty, while heavy, is embraced as their most vital contribution to a safer, more peaceful future for all generations. This slide emphasizes the critical shift from abstract conflict statistics to the profound human realities experienced by survivors. Hiroshima survivors, known as hibakusha, personify the enduring, personal impact of war. Their testimonies offer an unfiltered account of profound suffering, demonstrating that war's true cost is measured in irrevocably altered lives, not just strategic outcomes. They carry not only physical scars, but deep psychological wounds that persist for decades. Their unique lived experience forms a powerful apolitical plea for peace and nuclear disarmament, urging the world to understand the immense human toll and prevent the recurrence of such devastation. Nuclear weapons are unquestionably an absolute evil, a truth seared into the collective memory of Hiroshima survivors. Their existence poses an existential threat to all life, capable of inflicting suffering and environmental devastation beyond human comprehension. The very notion that these instruments of mass destruction serve as a deterrent is a dangerous fallacy. Instead of ensuring peace, they perpetuate a global state of fear, elevating the risk of accidental or deliberate annihilation. Survivors implore us to recognize that the only true path to security lies not in the threat of mutual destruction, but in the complete abolition of these weapons, ensuring that such an atrocity never befalls humanity again. The notion that nuclear weapons can be usable or that nuclear conflict can be limited is a dangerous fallacy. Even so-called tactical or low-yield nuclear devices possess destructive capabilities that defy comprehension. Their deployment would not only annihilate targeted regions, but also unleash widespread radiation, environmental catastrophe, and a humanitarian crisis on an unprecedented scale. Furthermore, the risk of escalation is inherent. Any initial use of nuclear weapons, regardless of their size, carries an almost insurmountable probability of triggering a full-scale global exchange. The survivors of Hiroshima and Nagasaki bear witness to the irreversible, intergenerational suffering that nuclear weapons inflict, shattering any illusion of their controlled application. Their existence alone is a perpetual threat to all life on Earth, rendering them unusable instruments of warfare. The catastrophic humanitarian impact of the atomic bombing was unprecedented, rendering any form of preparation futile. The immediate conflagration and blast wave vaporized thousands instantly and decimated the urban infrastructure, including all emergency services and medical facilities. Those who survived the initial blast faced unimaginable suffering, severe thermal burns, crippling injuries, and the onset of acute radiation sickness, for which there was no effective treatment. The sheer scale of casualties and the complete collapse of societal functions meant that no coordinated response was possible. Hospitals were obliterated, doctors and nurses killed or gravely wounded, and transport systems destroyed. Hiroshima unequivocally demonstrated that the consequences of nuclear warfare transcend any conventional disaster, making effective preparation an impossible endeavor. The experience underscores the critical lesson: prevention is the only viable strategy against such an existential threat. The bombing of Hiroshima on August 6, 1945, serves as humanity's most profound testament to the catastrophic power of nuclear weapons. It irrevocably altered the course of history, demonstrating a destructive capability previously unimaginable. The immense human suffering, the immediate devastation, and the long-term health and environmental consequences laid bare the true cost of such an arsenal. This event transcends a singular historical tragedy. It stands as a universal warning, a stark reminder of the existential threat nuclear weapons continue to pose to global civilization. Survivors, known as hibakusha, carry this burden, their enduring message a plea for global disarmament. They implore the world to remember Hiroshima not just as a historical footnote, but as an urgent imperative for international cooperation, conflict resolution, and the absolute prohibition of nuclear warfare. Their experiences underscore a fundamental truth. The only way to prevent another Hiroshima is through the complete abolition of these weapons, ensuring that such a horror is never repeated. The ultimate lesson from Hiroshima, echoed by its survivors, is the imperative for total nuclear disarmament. These weapons of mass destruction present an unacceptable existential threat to humanity. Their complete elimination is the only true guarantee against the recurrence of such unimaginable atrocities. The poignant testimonies of the hibakusha are not merely historical accounts, but a profound moral call to action, compelling global leaders to commit unequivocally to a world free of nuclear weapons. The continued existence of any nuclear arsenal, regardless of its owner, perpetuates an intolerable risk of accidental or intentional use, a catastrophic potential that demands our immediate and unwavering efforts toward a safer, disarmed future for all generations. The imperative to educate for peace is paramount in preventing future atrocities. We must integrate comprehensive peace education into global curricula, ensuring that the lessons of Hiroshima are not forgotten, but serve as a perpetual warning. Empowering the next generation with knowledge of diplomacy, conflict resolution, and the catastrophic human cost of war is essential. By fostering empathy, critical thinking, and a shared commitment to global citizenship, we equip young people to become active proponents of nuclear disarmament and a world free from conflict. This proactive educational approach is our most vital defense against repeating the horrors of the past, cultivating a future built on mutual respect and lasting peace. The message from Hiroshima survivors transcends mere historical recounting. It is a profound appeal for empathy and understanding. They implore us to see beyond national borders and political ideologies, recognizing the shared humanity that unites us all. By internalizing their experiences, we cultivate a deeper global consciousness, bridging the divides that historically lead to conflict. This understanding is not passive. It is an active commitment to listen, to learn, and to prevent the recurrence of such devastation. It fosters a collective responsibility, empowering us to build a future founded on mutual respect and enduring peace, transforming the lessons of the past into a cornerstone for a more compassionate world. Hiroshima survivors, known as hibakusha, offer the world a profound message: forbearance, not vengeance. Their lived experience, marked by unimaginable devastation, could easily fuel calls for retribution. Instead, they champion a path of reconciliation, actively transcending any desire for vengeance to advocate for enduring global peace. Their unwavering commitment is directed towards preventing future atrocities and ensuring humanity never again experiences the horrors of nuclear war. This message of forgiveness and collective healing stands as a powerful testament to the human spirit's capacity for resilience and hope, urging the world to learn from history and unite in the pursuit of a nuclear-free future. Their advocacy underscores a vital principle: true reconciliation stems from shared understanding and a steadfast commitment to building a more peaceful world. The hibakusha, survivors of Hiroshima, carry a profound message for humanity's future. Their deepest hope is for a world completely free from nuclear weapons and the scourge of war itself. They advocate tirelessly for global nuclear disarmament, believing that no nation should ever again endure such suffering. Furthermore, they implore us to cultivate profound empathy and understanding across all nations, recognizing our shared humanity as the foundation for lasting peace. Their unwavering plea is to protect future generations from ever experiencing the horrors they endured, ensuring that the lessons of Hiroshima are not forgotten, but rather serve as a powerful catalyst for a future built on peace, mutual respect, and disarmament. The hibakusha, the atomic bomb survivors of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, have transformed their profound suffering into an unwavering mission of activism and advocacy. They courageously share their testimonies, not as victims, but as powerful witnesses to the catastrophic consequences of nuclear warfare. Through countless speaking engagements globally, they bring the human face of nuclear destruction to leaders and citizens alike, ensuring that the world never forgets the devastation and the imperative of peace. Their tireless efforts are central to the global anti-nuclear movement, advocating relentlessly for the complete abolition of nuclear weapons and the establishment of a world free from this existential threat. They champion peace education, believing that understanding the past is the only path to securing a nuclear-free future. Their voices are a beacon of truth, urging humanity to choose empathy over annihilation and diplomacy over destruction. Preserving the memories of Hiroshima survivors is paramount to understanding the human cost of nuclear warfare. First-hand testimonies provide an irreplaceable historical record detailing personal experiences of unimaginable suffering and resilience. These accounts serve as direct appeals for peace, transcending mere historical data to become profound human narratives. Art, including paintings, drawings, and sculptures created by survivors and their descendants, visually communicates the raw trauma and enduring hope, offering a universally accessible language for their experiences. Furthermore, a rich body of literature, encompassing memoirs, poetry, and fictional narratives, delves into the psychological, social, and moral dimensions of the bombing, ensuring that these profound lessons are meticulously documented and passed to future generations. These collective efforts safeguard the truth and reinforce a global commitment to never repeat such devastation. Peace memorials and museums, particularly those in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, stand as vital guardians of memory. These institutions meticulously preserve the testimonies of Hibakusha, the atomic bomb survivors, alongside historical artifacts, ensuring that the devastating human cost of nuclear warfare is never forgotten. They serve as essential educational hubs, drawing millions of visitors globally, from school children to international dignitaries, to learn firsthand about the consequences of August 6, 1945. More than just repositories of history, these sites actively advocate for a world free from nuclear weapons, echoing the fervent wish of survivors for lasting peace and reconciliation. They are a constant, tangible reminder of humanity's capacity for destruction and our collective responsibility to prevent its recurrence. The harrowing testimonies of Hiroshima survivors, the Hibakusha, transcended personal suffering to ignite a global moral imperative. Their first-hand accounts of the devastation provided irrefutable evidence of nuclear weapons' destructive power, serving as a powerful catalyst for the international anti-nuclear movement. For decades, their unwavering advocacy has been a cornerstone of efforts to prevent nuclear proliferation and achieve disarmament. They have spoken tirelessly to world leaders, educational institutions, and international forums, imbuing the abstract concept of nuclear war with profound human cost. Their enduring message, a fervent plea for a world free of nuclear weapons, continues to inspire grassroots activists and shape international policy, representing a powerful and persistent call for peace and human security. The Hibakusha's enduring legacy stands as both a stark warning and a beacon of hope for humanity. Bearing witness to the unparalleled devastation of atomic warfare, their very existence is a living testament to the catastrophic human cost of nuclear weapons, serving as an urgent and solemn warning against their use and proliferation. Yet, from this profound suffering, they have forged an unwavering commitment to global peace. Through decades of tireless advocacy, storytelling, and direct appeals to international bodies and leaders, the Hibakusha have become powerful architects of the nuclear disarmament movement. Their message transcends borders, inspiring countless individuals and nations to strive for a world free from the threat of nuclear annihilation. Their resilience and their persistent call for never again illuminate a path forward, transforming their personal tragedies into a universal catalyst for peace. The indelible message from Hiroshima survivors resonates across generations, a fervent plea for a world permanently free from nuclear weapons. Their experiences serve not merely as historical record, but as a living testament to the catastrophic human cost of war and unchecked destructive power. Our commitment to remembering Hiroshima must transcend mere acknowledgement. It demands active engagement. We are called to internalize these profound lessons, ensuring the atrocities of the past are never repeated. This necessitates a global, collective call to action, to vigorously advocate for comprehensive nuclear disarmament, to foster peace education in every community, and to cultivate a culture of empathy and international cooperation. By embracing this responsibility, we honor the survivors, secure a safer future, and actively build the peaceful world they envision.